I just read about the 17-year-old basketball player, straight A student. Am I wrong, Gilly? It used to be like the athletes, they got protected.
Right.
Nobody touched them. Hey, he good now. He gonna be what we, they're gonna be talking about the block. He from the block, he got out. They protected those guys. What happened?
That's who killed my son.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines, but we'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now, without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, alright y'all, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't know that this was coming, because as soon as I seen the Club Shay Shay interview featuring Gilly the Kid, the first thing I said was Gilly is bugging. Now, some people may agree, some people may not. Some people feel that this is just a deflection of what's really going on behind the scenes, and I'll get into that a little later, because somebody that's actually, I guess, have a personal gripe with Gilly the Kid for their own reasons kind of messaged us about it, and like I said, we'll get into that later. However, the reason why I said I disagree with what Gilly did is because at the end of the day, when certain things happen in the street, you leave it in the street. Now, especially with Gilly the Kid and knowing him and his background and where he come from, I would expect him to know that you don't bring the street stuff to social media because he wasn't brought up that way. So when Shannon Sharpe asked him anything pertaining to that question, the first thing he should have said was, well, that's what they say, right? You don't feed into it because, of course, y'all know Shannon 9 times out of 10, he's just trying to go viral and ask certain questions. But once again, certain things you just leave in the street because we know that his son, Young Cheese, wasn't as innocent as people may think neither. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into the clip, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
I just read about the 17-year-old basketball player, straight A student. Am I wrong, Gillie? It used to be like the athletes, they got protected.
Right.
Nobody touched them. Hey, he good now. He gonna be what we, they're gonna be talking about the block. He from the block, he got out. They protected those guys. What happened?
That's who killed my son.
The 17?
Yeah. The 17-year-old basketball player that just got shot 17 times?
Yes.
That's who killed my son.
Really?
Yes.
What was that about?
Well, it wasn't for my son.
Your son happened to be there?
Yes.
Oh.
Them blocks is beefing. They going through it. My son just so happened to pull up out there 5 minutes. They come to shoot the block up. My son's not from that block. He don't, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just so happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Now, here's the thing about this, y'all. If you really pay attention, maybe Shannon Sharpe was going to get into the fact that it's been rumored that Joker is the one that unalived Gilly's son. But if you pay attention, he didn't even get to ask, and Gilly is the one that offered the information. I think that's another part that a lot of people are highlighting, because they're saying that Shannon Sharpe didn't even bring that up, and Gilly was in a rush to offer that information that Joker was the one that did it to his son. Now, Philly rapper and OT7 Quantity affiliate and Boor will respond to Gilly going on Shannon Sharpe's platform, stating that Noah took his son's life, as he would take to his IG story to say, quote, "If you a street N-word and made it out, that's a big deal. It's still a code you live by." Then in the next slide, he would say, quote, "Since bro snitched on a dead man, he don't think it's telling." Then in the last slide, he would say, quote, "I ain't gonna lie, Gilly ratted," laughing emojis. Now, before we get into everything else, here's a topic that's always been brought up throughout the years, where people feel that snitching on a person that's deceased is or isn't snitching. Now, some people feel, well, he already passed away, let's put everything on him or her. Some people also feel that that's not right and is still considered cooperating because you're still doing a police job and offering information that they didn't know pertaining to a case, whether it's closed or open. Not to mention, these people still got family out here that gotta live with the backlash and scrutiny of a lot of things that deceased person either did, said, or whatever it was in the street. For instance, let's say Jack unalived Jill. And then next you know, nobody knew until Jack passed away, and then suddenly somebody tells that Jack unalived Jill, and now his family gotta walk around on pins and needles because Jill's family wants to get back. But they wouldn't have to be on pins and needles if you didn't say anything. And a lot of times, sometimes people don't even have the correct information. So you could be lying or just going off of allegations or stuff that you heard in the street. And now you're putting a target on that family's back. Now, another thing I found pretty interesting is the way how Gilly described he found out that Joker was the suspect or the person that unalived his son, Young Cheese. Now, Gilly says that after Joker passed away, detectives or investigators contacted him and told him that the person suspected of unaliving his son was now deceased, and I guess gave him the description of Noah Scurry. Now, let me tell y'all this. I found that kind of weird, and y'all could correct me in the comments. But usually, whenever investigators, whether it's the feds or whoever, when they have a person of interest in mind that unalives somebody close to you, especially being your children, what they would do is contact you and let you know ahead of time that they have an official suspect. Perfect example. If y'all remember when FBG Duck lost his life, rest in peace, Mama Duck already knew who the suspects were before it went all over the internet, because she was actually dropping a little bit of clues and letting us know who had a hand in what. It's just that she couldn't say too much, and then she also let it be known that she didn't want to mess up the case, so she was going to stop putting things on social media. However, the investigators did let her know ahead of time who the official suspects were according to their investigation. So I can't lie, it's a little weird when Gilly said that the first time him hearing that it was Joker, or he know that it was Joker that did it, was because he was contacted by investigators. I don't know. It sounds a little weary to me. To be honest with you, it sounds like he either heard it on social media and ran with it, seen a couple posts, or heard a song that sounded like Noah was actually coming at Cheese, or maybe he knows something behind the scenes. But I doubt it that the detectives came to him after he passed away and then told him. Now, if he would have said like, yo, nah, I been knew, I just couldn't say anything because they told me not to, they didn't want me to mess up the investigation, then that would make sense. But if you come out of nowhere and say, well, I found out after he passed away, something just don't make sense. Or maybe it's just one big cover up. Now, I know y'all gonna be like, Hookah, the conspiracy theories. I'm gonna leave that for another time. However, somebody also contacted us via DM on Instagram. Shout out to y'all that keep us updated on a lot of things. They will have something to say concerning Gilly and the whole situation as a whole. That user would say, quote, "I'm from the city. No police officer told him that ish. I promise you. There was a rumor after it went down that someone else was taken out over his son's M. I'm from Philly. Every time these youngins go on these podcasts, they're M. He could go ahead with all his fakery. He went through the sacrificial door, and now he's trying to push his daughter's music career while playing the jester. F out of here. Sorry for the long message, but I really want to see him about something else." Now, shout out to this user and shout out to y'all that always support and check out the videos. One thing I would say about what the user said, if you remember not too long ago after Young Cheese lost his life, they did come out and say that they had a suspect. So I don't know, they claimed that they had locked the person up and he was caught. I don't know if they was just trying to make it seem like they was doing good police work, but it wasn't Joker that they had. And honestly, at that time, nobody knew if Joker really did or didn't have affiliation to the M of Cheese, right? It's only until people started putting lyrics together and that one person that made that post. That's what everybody is going off of. That one person made a post telling Cheese to get his rest now. And then people started going to Joker's music and putting two and two together. And that's how it started circulating. But nobody knows 100% for sure unless you close to the situation. Right? But y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about all this. Do y'all think Gilly said too much? Do y'all think it was a form of dry snitching? Do you think he should have just kept his mouth closed? Or it just is what it is and he's older and he don't have to worry about that? Right? Y'all let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.